It's live, and we're on the stream. Hi, everyone.
Oh, hi. I'm here too.
Yes, we're both here for more Ace Attorney.
Hey, did you know we're live?
What? Who did that? Who decided to do that? Who can I blame?
Someone. Anyway, Ace Attorney.
Yeah!
I think we're on day 2. Yeah, day 2 investigation.
Rise from the ashes. Like a phoenix.
Yeah, 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 yeah. February 23rd, 2:15 p.m. Wright and Co. Law Offices. Mr. Wright? So, what's going on with the case anyway? I'm a little confused.
Huh? Well, let's see. What is going on? The victim, Detective Bruce Goodman, was stabbed to death after 5 p.m. on the 21st. He died in the prosecutor's parking lot in the police department's evidence room.
What's this and the evidence room part?
You were there!
The prosecutor's office and the police department are 30 minutes apart by car. Well, and he
Emma,
died like within like 40 minutes of being stabbed, right?
yes.
So like he gets stabbed in the evidence room, put into the trunk of Miles Edgeworth's car for some reason to frame him, I guess. Gets driven to the prosecutor. What's her name shows up, opens the trunk, and it gets caught being a murderer.
For some reason, freaking confesses to it.
Yeah, for some
I
reason.
don't.
I don't
If
actually
it's not
remember
a really good
exactly.
reason, I'm gonna be mad at her.
Like, I know she didn't do it, because that's how this game works, and I have played this before, but I've only played this one once.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't remember exactly how it is, but I like that's what I would guess what it is if like this is what I learned.
Yeah. Like, I understand why Edgeworth confessed when he did. It was awful timing on his part, and he was wrong. But if I don't have a similarly like good reason, I'm gonna be mad.
Mhm. Anyway,
Well, that's what we're going to find out, or try at least.
all right, let's do it.
Glad she's in good spirits, but I'm sure she's going to be. I'm not sure she's going to be much help with this.
Don't be so sure, Mr. Wright.
Huh? Stop reading my thoughts!
Look, we're in this together, right? I'll prove that these thick-rimmed glasses of mine aren't just for show.
Okay.
Let's go. Science awaits us.
Do they do something? Do they
I
have
can see into his thoughts.
Yeah,
I thought,
it only works on Phoenix right though.
yeah. His thoughts are just so loud.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if his internal monologue is just him mumbling.
And she just has really good hearing. You know, I don't really think we should worry about the police department murder. There wasn't even a body found there. Who cares?
Emma, what?
Emma.
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 Anyway, Anyway.
Also, something that I've noticed is that in comparison to Maya, she's typically higher up in the frame,
She's
just
tall.
like by a bit, making her look taller.
Yeah. Well, I think Maya is also, like, short.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, I think she's supposed to be short.
Yeah, it was only our victim who was killed in their evidence room. No biggie.
Besides, my sister would never do such a thing. I know it. That oil drum. Was it empty?
The oil drum, kicked over by the chief prosecutor, was brimming with water.
My sister's erasing evidence at the crime scene? Never.
Even though she says they didn't get along, Emma really likes her sister.
That's not it at all.
Stop!
It's just... We're both professionals at what we do, and I trust her.
Big words for a high school student. Well, whether there was blood on the floor or not, water in that oil drum washed it all away.
Heh heh heh. Ignore the strength of my science at your own peril, Mr. Wright.
What's that grin for?
This situation calls for one thing. That is luminol testing fluid.
Let's see if I have this correct.
Hmm.
Nobody else tried this.
Why would they?
You're right.
It was an
You're
open
so
and shut.
right.
It's an open and shut case.
I
The food
forgot.
lady, Angel, whatever her name is, saw her do the stabbing,
And then the devil showed up.
And then the devil showed up. Yeah.
And he said it's fine.
And he said it's fine.
But I also forgot, of course, this 16-year-old is the only forensic scientist in the world.
Correct.
And she's not even officially one yet.
Yeah.
Anyway, luminol?
Blood is sticky stuff, you know. You can't just wash it away with a little water. Even if you can't see it, it's still there.
That's a very ominous thing to say. It's true, but it's ominous. But wouldn't the police have already done those tests?
Never trust anyone's eyes but your own, Mr. Wright. Just give it a try.
Why do I have to do it?
I'm a minor. I can't even drink yet.
We're testing bloodstains with this stuff, not drinking it.
Here, look, I'll lend you these glasses.
Huh? You had an extra pair of those?
To test for blood reaction, just spray the luminol on it. See? Like this. Press enter to spray it on. Okay, let's find us some bloodstains.
Oh.
Oh. We found the blood stains.
Bloodstain. Can see her eyes shining behind those glasses. So this is a bloodstain.
It's so ugh.
Emma, you're shaking.
It's just, this is my first time seeing real blood. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's definitely not.
It is not. You were like 16 years old.
You're 16.
You're 16. You've seen blood.
That's
before.
not. There is no possible. Did you live in a bubble? Are you a robot that lived in a bubble?
She could be a robot.
Bubble robot girl. Anyway. Scientific investigation in action.
Okay, well, we definitely know this is a bloodstain. But doesn't something strike you as odd? Scientifically speaking, of course.
what's odd about this scientifically? The location. And the amount, honestly. I'm
Which one
gonna
do you think
say...
more? Which do you
I
think
mean, I
more?
would have expected blood in the trunk if that's where he was stabbed.
Hmm. And he was stabbed in the gut. That's gonna be a lot of blood.
Mm-hmm. Unless if it was just left there, but it was just left there, then he would have survived longer. If you get stabbed, remember, leave it in the wound. Do not pull it out, you will bleed out. Anyway, I'm gonna say location. Right? The bloodstain's location, of course. It's elementary.
Huh? Why is that elementary? I mean, I would think that if there was a fight, you'd expect some bloodstains here.
I suppose you might think that.
Come on, Mr. Wright, we're all counting on you.
That wasn't the right one. The amount of blood?
I definitely think so. I mean, look at all the blood on the sole of the victim's shoe.
Is pretty strange. They fought here, there'd have to have been more blood than this.
Hey, Mr. Wright. I'm gonna mark up the floor plans when we find a blood stain, okay? See, I'm pretty handy to have around, right?
Yeah. This stuff's pretty handy too.
I saved up my allowance to buy that. Don't do that. Don't do that. We can't be sure that the police will reveal all their evidence in court. Sometimes they fail to mention evidence that doesn't fit with their view of the case.
Let's drag that hidden evidence into the light of day.
Yeah! It feels like we're really investigating a crime now, doesn't it?
Guess I should give this a spray. Anything suspicious. Ha! Okay. I wonder how that fluid of yours would react to a nice deli box.
Miss Star! Please, no, don't put random... Don't do that.
Don't spray
put that on
Lunar
food.
on the deli.
Don't put that on food.
Like, yes, would it light up? Probably a lot. Yeah. It's a deli. It reacts to blood and things of that nature. You only trust your own eyes, Not bad, you two. This day-old deli box is on the house. Sorry, it's just that kind of lead in doesn't really get my mouth watering.
Okay, so I decided to look up, is luminol toxic to humans? And I got one result that said no adverse or toxic side effects were observed. And then another one that says ingestion of luminol is hazardous and can cause a range of gastrointestinal symptoms, including nausea, vomiting, and abdominal pain. So I think it's like if you use it correctly and you're around it, it's not toxic. But don't eat it.
Don't eat.
Don't eat. Okay, anyway.
Certainly put me in a tight spot today. My apologies, Ms. Star, but... No, it's okay. It was my fault.
Oh, we know.
I witnessed everything from that security room right there. But I was afraid that wouldn't sound convincing enough, you see. I was wrong to think that. I'm sorry.
Sorry? You lied on the witness stand. That's unforgivable and also...
A crime!
A crime!
That
Why
the
are
judge
you
is
here?
so lenient on.
Yeah, lenient on witness crimes, not people who have not been convicted.
Little
Anyway.
girl, don't forget what's important here. Even if the place I witnessed the events from was different, I still saw what I saw. I saw Chief Prosecutor Sky stab a man in cold blood, and that testimony still stands.
Ah!
I swear it on my honor as a detective. She stabbed Goodman. I know this photograph has something important to tell us, but what?
So, you were a detective, weren't you, Miss Star?
Yes, it was a long time ago. Well, 2 years ago. No matter how hardened the criminal, when they faced me, they coughed it up. Coughed it up? They confessed. They babbled like babies. You know, I may seem like a demon sometimes, but I can be an angel too. I wouldn't doubt it. Every day I dragged the dirt out of the mouths of suspect after suspect. And before long they called me the Cough-Up Queen.
Oh, and here I thought someone had gotten food poisoning from your lunches.
And you were, let go, fired. I felt I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if these prim and proper prosecutors hadn't let me go, I'd still be one today. It's all because of that case. The SL9 incident. SL9? She doesn't mean... Apparently it's not important. I pressed the wrong one.
Well, you have things to present.
What?
Go back. I mean, you can present that as well if you want. What do you think about this?
The SL9 incident was written on that knife. And on that note. Goodman? Goodman was the head detective on that case, you know.
Really?
That knife was evidence from that case, murder weapon. It was due for transferal the very day that Goodman was killed. As I suspected, SL9 isn't over. Not yet. Do you think you could tell us more about the SL9 incident? I'm guessing I can talk to her now, but I'm also gonna
You
show
can't. You can talk to her now, but you can also show her the crime photo.
this one?
Yeah.
If you think about it, I could have taken that picture from the guard room. But even I get flustered sometimes. So you went straight to the scene of the crime? I rushed toward the chain link fence in an effort to stop the murder. That's when I took this photo, yes. In other words,
5 minutes after the crime?
those 5 minutes are the whole problem. The hole in my testimony, as it were.
The 5 minutes weren't the problem, Miss Star. You lying was the problem.
Listen, little girl. I've had my testimony disregarded before. I wasn't going to have it disregarded again. Just like that time. That time? Was it the SL9 incident? That incident really opened up my eyes to the truth. We're nothing to them. Disposable.
Disposable? To who?
2 years ago, it was the biggest case I'd ever handled. Well, I know who 3 of these people are. I don't know who's currently covered up by the text box, though. Anyway, the police and the prosecutors were desperate for decisive evidence. So
So they didn't solve it?
on the contrary, it was solved quite cleanly. The criminal was caught and executed. Executed? Yes, the criminal got what was coming to him. Doesn't get any cleaner than that. The only problem was, they never did find decisive evidence. Not a shred. What? But the criminal was executed, right? On the basis of evidence of a sort. Made up evidence.
What? You mean they executed someone with fabricated evidence?
The best part came several months after the trial. Every detective involved with the case was dealt with. Some were demoted to patrolmen, others found themselves out of a job.
And you were one of those?
Myself and one other person know well. Wait, could it be? Exactly. Detective Jake Marshall. Oops, I mean Police Department Security Detail Officer Jake Marshall. As professional detectives, we investigated that case from every angle. Jake was particularly determined. And then it was over, and he was demoted. However, he hasn't forgotten, neither have I. It's only been 2 years, so I would be shocked if you had.
Yeah, like that's... Like, man, I have been away from my job for 5 years, and I already feel... I still feel very strongly about it.
You haven't forgotten SL9, the biggest case you were ever a part of, the one that lost you your job, your dream job? I'm shocked.
Yeah.
There's another side to that case, a hidden side. That's what we're after now. And no one up in their fancy offices can stop us.
Wait! Those lunches you sell.
There's only one reason I come to sell lunches in this accursed office. I come here to meet old friends, boyfriends that can help me investigate. Ms. Star's old boyfriends. How many does she have anyway? Just when all the detectives on SL9 disappeared, we find new evidence.
There has to be a connection.
So, Rookie, what? It seems like you're serious about investigating this case. Yes? Then you should take this. A Salisbury steak lunch? I know a certain guy who might help you if you tempt him with this treat. Huh.
Miss Star? Officer Marshall, is he your, are you his... Are you going out?
Why do you want to know?
I was just wondering what happened to him. A long time ago, when he was helping my sister do cases, he was so nice. He got along so well with my sister, it made me jealous. And he was nice to me too, back then.
This would be when Officer Marshall was a detective.
But now he's so cold.
And constantly drinking. Jake and I are merely cooperating on this investigation. Putting the past to rest, as it were. Nothing more than that.
I see. Thank you.
Officer Jake Marshall.
Alright. Well,
Slide
I guess it's...
to the right.
Yep.
Can I spray? Can I spray the phone?
Here, a phone! Let's see if it works. I can't hear anything in my ears.
It's the same as the first time
Yeah.
we were here.
Yeah.
Can I present the luminol to the phone?
I think it's the minigame is only gonna pop up when you're supposed to do something with it.
Fair
I think
enough.
we need to go talk to somebody.
Would it happen to be Jake Marshall? Because I feel like it's going to be Jake Marshall. It's even busier here than it was yesterday.
The detectives are running around so fast they're blurring.
Big yawn. I suppose it makes sense a detective did get killed here after all.
So, the evidence room, the scene of the crime. According to the pamphlet we got at the front desk, here it is.
She's like a kid at an amusement park.
Ooh, a real crime scene. Let's go take a look. They'll just let you in.
Can we? Guard station. Oh my god. There's so many bottles. There are 11. Several cacti. What's the decor in this place? It's very eccentric.
According to the pamphlet, this is the guard station for the evidence room.
So beyond that door is the evidence room. The scene of the crime?
It sure seems that way. Oh!
What's wrong?
It's those cacti. They're so prickly, so imposing, it's hard to think straight.
If you can't handle the cacti, stay out of the desert. What I want to know is, if this is a guard station, where is the guard?
I have a feeling I know who he is already.
I got no clue.
Yeah, I don't know. It's got somebody.
I don't think it's Gumshoe.
Probably not. Yeah.
Also, there's a lasso.
Uh-huh.
Front of the door.
Uh-huh.
Is that a trap?
I mean, sure.
Is that a trap?
Look on the floor, a lasso.
Looks like it's set up to trap something. Haha.
A trap? Here? Wait, I know! Maybe someone was trying to catch a wild bull in here. But the lasso missed.
You sure have an active imagination. Computer. Video feed.
There's a light blinking below the monitor. It says recording. I bet we could use this computer to check on who went in and out of here. There's a security guard uniform hanging here. That's totally what that is.
Is that a uniform? It's more like a costume than a uniform, honestly.
A leather jacket, leather pants, a leather... What was that called again? A punchy? A paunchy? A pinchy? I know, a poochie! Wait, maybe that wasn't it.
It's a poncho, but I think I'll keep that information to myself for the time being.
Yipes, those sure are prickly. They must be the real deal.
I would think just one one big one would be sufficient.
These cacti are a lot like my sister, actually.
Pardon? How so?
Encased in a cold, rigid shell with spines pointing in every direction. Just like her. Also really, really tall.
I'm not so sure I see a resemblance.
It's more an attitude thing than a physical similarity.
Okay. Nothing to say about all of the alcohol that is in this guard station.
Mm-hmm.
Closed.
This swinging door makes the place look like some kind of saloon.
But look, it's nailed shut. You can't get in that way.
Of course not. If you went in through here, the cactus would fall over. Ouch!
I'd say be more of a yeah myself. I better not get trapped in that freaking lasso. The evidence room is beyond that door.
Let's just walk in. It won't open.
You thought it'd be open? I think we'd need someone's permission to go in there first. Do I leave?
Move to the police department entrance. Go to the detention center.
But, okay. This place is charged with frantic energy as always. Please!
Huh? Wasn't that?
One steak lunch, please. Oh, it's you. Detective Gumshoe. Now's no time for chit-chat, pal. I'm a busy man. What I really need is a lunch steak from that lunch land.
Oh, you mean one of these? Actually, it's not for sale.
I think I just heard the sound of his heart breaking. No time for despair. We've caught our criminal, we just need evidence. Criminal, you mean... You heard about the stabbing in the police department evidence room, right, pal? Same day on the same day that did... Nope. I can't say detective.
Yeah.
On the same day that a detective was killed in a prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department, and it was in fact the same person.
And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact.
It's the biggest scandal to hit the station in ages. Everything's topsy-turvy. But, Detective Gumshoe, who was it? Listen, pal, all I know is I need a steak lunch. Pronto. Standing around here talking isn't gonna fill my belly.
Wait, don't leave.
You want to know more? Head down to the detention center, pal. Questioning should be over, so I figure he's down there having a good cry. Later. Is it Marshall?
He ran off to the evidence room. Well,
Well, this investigation is off to a running start.
Alright, let's go.
Marshall? Where's...
You need to go to the...
Just to go to the detention center.
You have to go to Bright & Co. offices first. Because, you know, you have to get close enough to it. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I know you're going through blah 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 blah. I know, right? He's so scary. Okay, detention center to see the person who did the murder. Totally for sure.
Definitely was this person, no doubt in my mind.
Still, I do feel better about things. A little. I mean, they caught the person who stabbed Detective Goodman, didn't they?
Yeah, I guess they did. Best not go too far down that road right now. Things are will just get confusing. Ween!
What was that?
Sir, that's what I'm saying. Me, a perpetrator? I'd say I was perpetrated against, sir. That's what I'd say.
That's the wrong voice. Look, it's the guy who
I'm
did the murder.
sorry.
He totally did the murder.
I'm
I
so...
promise.
No. No, he didn't. I don't think this man could murder if he tried. He could put in his best effort and he would fail.
What, you don't think...
Oh.
You don't...
Hmm?
Yeah, continue.
Hi, greetings, sir.
Wait, I know who you are.
Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth? Why are there so many flashbacks right now?
I know, it's like this would have literally
Do they know we
just
played this
happened.
week ago?
Officer Meekin, so you're a guard here at the detention center?
No, sir, I'm not, sir. I'm a little lost patrolman. I'm a lost little lamb, sir.
Oh, I get it. You're here to deliver a report.
No, sir, how should I say this? Wait, he isn't. Is he? You, Officer Meekins, did you? Perpetrator Officer Meekins reporting, sir.
What? What?
Now this is an unexpected turn of events.
You didn't expect two innocent people to be accused of the same murder, did you?
Here's the thing, I wouldn't actively think that Marshall was the perpetrator if he was the one here right now. Now I kind of think that he might be. Because he's not the one here right now.
Well,
So I know how this game goes at this point. There's multiple fake outs, and then on the final day you figure out who actually did it. Sir, I'm a patrolman with General Affairs, sir. Ow, I can hear you fine, Officer Meekins. I had some business that day, sir, so I went to the evidence room, sir. The guard station in front of the room was empty, sir.
So, normally there's a guard at the evidence room.
That's right, sir, because evidence is kept in the evidence room, sir. Now, the security officer was none other than Officer Marshall. Marshall? Then, sir, I happened to glance at the security room monitor. That's when I saw him, sir. A suspicious person in the evidence room. A suspicious person, sir! What the heck is this guy doing?
So what happened then?
After that, sir, everything went white. I saw red. I blacked out. And then when I came to, I was here, in the detention center. How long were you out? Days? We met you in between that time. You delivered a report to Edgeworth. You testified. No, you were mentioned in court.
Might I ask? What happened to your hand?
Sir, there was no one to bandage me, sir. So I did what I could to wrap it, sir. Bandage on his hand? just like Ms. Sky?
Yet another similarity between this case and the one at the prosecutor's office.
First things first, tell us how you hurt your hand. But the victim. I don't mean to pry, but you are the perpetrator, correct? You killed Detective Bruce Goodman in the evidence room, right? Sir, please don't look at me like that. Those sad puppy dog eyes, sir. If you have to label me as a perpetrator or victim, sir, then label me as victim. I would... Oh, that's me. I would, but you happen to be in detention and alive and well at that? Yes, well, that's true, sir. Suppose you could say that. Did you know the victim, Detective Goodman? Well, sir, if I had to label him as a stranger or a total stranger, then I'd say he leans heavily on the total stranger side. So you didn't know him? Sir, I work in a tiny department devoid of light or other creature comforts. I don't know any detectives.
So if he was a total stranger, why did you stab him?
Sir, I had no intention of killing him, sir, none. Nor do I have any recollection of killing him, sir. At least someone around here is more confused than I am. What about your hand? Did that happen during the course of the crime? Well, you see, sir,
Don't you think you should just confess?
But, sir, but there was nothing I could do. Nothing you could do? Sir, to tell you the truth, when it happened, when the detective pointed that knife at me, I just hollered, sir. The next thing I knew, I was unconscious. The next thing you knew, you were... Huh? Then when I opened my eyes, I was alone in the evidence room, sir. All alone. Alone because Detective Goodman had disappeared.
What?
Then when I looked down, I was gushing blood from my hand, sir. Oh, the shock, oh, the sorrow, sir. Can you imagine how I felt? The victim's body disappeared?
Huh. That's some story.
Now, could you actually tell the story, please?
Yeah.
Like, at all? He pulled a knife? What?
Okay. You need to present something to him. Can you guess what it is?
Is the blue badger?
As wonderful as that would be. No.
Is it the knife?
No.
What? It's not the
You're-
knife?
It's not the knife.
Is it...
It's Goodman's
memo?
ID.
Oh.
Do you think you could take a look at this?
Hey! That's it, sir. That's it. That's it!
That's what?
My head was a blank until this very moment. But, sir, now I remember, sir. You mean you remember what happened? Correct! That card was the cause of all of it.
This ID card?
Exactly, sir. That's exactly it. Nothing could be more exact, sir. Nothing. I'd better pry into this one a little deeper. Can you tell me what it is you remember? Well, sir, you may say I'm a little lost patrolman, a little lost lamb, if you will. I didn't know Detective Goodman, who was in the evidence room, and that's why you thought he looked suspicious. Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to show me his ID card.
Well, that sounds pretty much by the book so far.
That's right, sir. That's what I've been trying to tell you. So you asked Detective Goodman to show you his ID card. What did he do? That's the thing. Suddenly he pointed a knife at me.
What?
Sir, I assure you, I was as flustered as you are right now. So I whooped and leapt at him. Detective Goodman pointed a knife at him? Do unto others as they do unto you. My own father's words, sir.
What happened then?
Well, my eyes, sir. Everything went white. When I woke up, I was here. Right. But that was, but that, but then how were,
So Detective Goodman definitely just like turned towards them, happened to be holding
the evidence
knife.
knife?
Yeah, the evidence knife because he was
Almost like
supposed to be
100%.
because he was transferring it. Meekins freaked out and jumped onto the knife, and then blacked out because of the pain.
Blacked out because he slashed open his hand.
Yeah, that's definitely what happened.
Yeah, but then who did the bad step?
So, Officer Meekins, why was it they arrested you?
What do you mean, Emma?
Let's look at what we know. Now, Officer Meekins didn't know Detective Goodman. And the victim who he met at the scene of the crime didn't show his ID card. In other words, we have no way of knowing if the victim was really the victim. And if this body just disappeared from the evidence room, we don't even know if anyone actually died.
That's it, sir. That's what I wanted to say. That is, I did say something along those lines.
You really didn't. Huh? But you still ended up here.
They told me that it had to be him, sir. On that day, at that time, Detective Goodman was definitely in the evidence room. That's what they said. But you don't remember the events clearly? No, but the videotape is quite clear.
Huh? Videotape?
From the security camera. The crime I swore to stamp out. It's there, it's me, it's on tape.
And you waited until now to tell us?
Sorry, really sorry, sir. I'll hand over my badge. I don't deserve it. No thanks, I have my own. Well, I guess we better go check out the crime scene.
Hey, Mr. Wright, look who's standing at the Chief of Detective's desk.
It's Police Chief Gant. Who would have thunk?
And you're sure this is all, hmm? You know what it means if there's anything missing.
Sir, I'm sure it's most likely totally perfect. We checked all of his drawers, lockers, garbage cans, bags, coat pockets, hats, under his seat cushion, behind his computer monitor, inside his personal coffee machine.
I see. Well, if anything does turn up, you call me right away. Deal?
Yes, sir. We'll scour the place again, sir. The Chief of Detectives looks a little flustered.
Aha! Righto, my boy! How have you been? Swim much?
Ho ho! Chief Gant, reporting for duty, sir.
Why are you saluting him, Mr. Wright?
it felt like the right thing to do. I don't know. Is Edgeworth gonna be okay?
Oh, Worthy? Oh, you know, they're doing a little inquiry committee on him. Sounds like an inquisition. Yep, well, they had no end of trouble with the boy since last year.
You mean the incident on Gourd Lake?
It doesn't look good having a top prosecutor sit in the defendant's seat, does it? And you! You got someone else found guilty in that case, right, Righto?
Von Karma. Another top prosecutor.
A legend he was, undefeated in his 40-year career. But in court, he fixed it so he was caught for forging evidence.
Wait, I didn't do anything wrong. He did forge evidence.
In any case, the prosecutor's office is in a bit of turmoil, you might say. Why, they do just about anything to restore their reputation. Now, depending on what that inquiry committee decides, it could be bad for Worthy. What? What? It's downright odd, I tell you. The detective getting killed on their turf too, I mean.
They're being prosecutors, I assume?
Scientifically speaking, it's impossible.
Or is it?
Yes, but that's what the evidence is saying. Goodman was stabbed in 2 locations at the same time. That's what it says.
Well, same time being roughly an hour and a half time span. Because of the autopsy report. But both seem to be marked at the same point. Anyway, what evidence is this?
Now, Righto, I can't give away all our secrets just like that. And this in particular, well, it's a little sensitive, and I can't talk about it.
Wasn't expecting much anyway.
You know, one thing I hate most of all is hiding stuff. Secrets. Can't stand them. But you know, it's a full-time job just keeping the chief of detectives trap shut. Ah, he was the one you were picking on earlier? Huh? You saw that? Whoops.
I wonder what it is he wanted the chief of detectives to do.
Let's see if we can and kind of discreetly ask him. Alright, so
Badger?
no, don't present anything to him. You've talked to Gant. You do need to examine some things in this room. Like the
Badger?
bald man.
So this is the police mascot, is it?
The Blue
Badge.
Badge. The future star of the police force. The design's a little changed from the one outside. Oh, well, the Dancing Blue Badger, TM, is still under development, you see. You have it trademarked? Absolutely, it's cutting-edge stuff. Very now. I showed this doll here to my daughter and she burst into tears.
Don't show her the moving mock-up outside, you'll give her nightmares.
Okay, well, there you go. Oh, sorry, you had to see that. What exactly did the chief of police want you to do? Well, see over there, that's Goodman's desk. He wanted me to check it for anything that might be a clue. They took away every last piece of garbage in the trash can. So nothing belonging to Detective Goodman is still here? Of course not. Well, except for this. What? You kept something? Sure, why not? It's not important. He didn't even finish writing it. It's a lost item report, but it's only half complete. A lost item? Did Detective Goodman lose something? The date on it is February 21st. Better make a note of that just in case. Like, this is incredibly important evidence. Can only be submitted to the chief of police.
Should really get back to investigating the police department crime scene.
So, talk to Gant one more time. Yeah.
Actually, I was wondering if I could ask you a favor.
Well, I never thought the day would come when Rido asked me for help.
The price is just your soul. I mean... No, that's what I mean. I was wondering if I could investigate the evidence room.
Just the way he stares makes me so uncomfortable. And then the music goes away. Now Rido.
Actually, I'm sorry, I don't need to investigate after all.
Rido, please. Do I look like a selfish man?
Huh?
Heck, if anyone asked me, sir, can I borrow $50? I'd give them $50, no problem. So go ahead, investigate that room to your heart's content. Knock yourself out. It just goes to show you, never know until you ask. And for you here, you can borrow this. Huh? Hey! This is a detective's ID card, isn't it? That's a special card for guests, so don't lose it. Yes, sir, it's an honor. You just run along and do your best now. Later, folks. Heh heh, it looks pretty cool on my lapel, doesn't it? Just think, a real ID.
Seem happy.
Yes, sir, because, sir, we get to go into the evidence room now, sir.
I think this place is bad influence on the girl.
Alright, now let's go.
I half expected Marshall to stop us right here. Do I
Examine.
have to examine first? Evidence room.
And we have the ID card from Chief Gant. Let's just walk in. It won't open.
Aha! Card reader is turned off, see?
What is that security guard thinking?
Howdy, partners. Well, well. What's made my Bambina's skies so gray? Officer Marshall. Why does it have to be him? What's that? Why does it have to be him? Or all you have surmise, this here's my salute.
We're here to investigate the crime scene.
Yeehaw, that card you got there on your chest. That's better than a sheriff's badge in these parts.
Yeehaw?
Well, what are you standing there for? Get along, little dogies. Crime scene's waiting. It's like the card reader's on again. While we're here, I was wondering if I could ask you some questions. Sorry, cowboy. I got no mind to tangle with you hombres. You're busy then? Did I say that? I always said I didn't wish to speak with you. Actually, you said you had no mind to tangle with us hombres.
You know what to do?
Some badger? That smell. Reminds me of Texas.
So, Officer Marshall, you're from Texas?
No, I just saw a special on television the other day. Is this from my baby?
Yeah, Miss Star.
What's this?
What? What's wrong?
Filet steak lunch. I see. I see.
I don't see. I wonder what it means.
Alright, Bambina. You win. As Finally, it seems like
He's willing to talk.
now you're finishing my inner thoughts out loud. Hmm.
Officer Marshall, you're in charge of security for the evidence room, right?
You got good eyes, partner. It's an easy job, and I'm grateful for it. Actually, Officer Meekins at the detention center told us. Ah, that poor little doggy. Poor guy, I keep getting his name wrong, calling him Meekly. He told us something. He said that when the stabbing occurred, you weren't at your station. Well, maybe I shouldn't be telling you this. But since I got demoted from detective 2 years ago, well, it might not look like it, but I lost my fire for the job, you know?
So, what were you doing around 5:15 when the murder took place?
Well, reckon I was galloping down the highway on the back of my steed, Zippy.
Note, he was riding down the highway on his horse named Zippy.
Didn't say horse. There's no need for people here anyhow. These newfangled machines do a bang-up job keeping an eye on the place. You mean the security camera system? I don't take to machines much. Kinda like that stewed broccoli they sneak in next to your steak, you know?
Miss Starr told us something. She said that you were a detective until 2 years ago.
It's always my dream to be a rawhide wrangler on the scene of a crime. It's all gone now. Drinking hole in a prayer fire.
You're still investigating the SL9 incident with Miss Starr, aren't you?
That was my case. It's all solved on the record books, but it smells like a bad game of poker. Can't let it go. That's all there is to it.
What kind of case was it, anyway? We've heard the name so many times, but no one tells us what actually happened.
Well, it seems like it was a murder. Because there's a bloody knife, and the person was executed for it, so I don't think it was a traffic violation. There's some things we're better off not knowing, Bambina. Anyway, that case is officially dead as of 2 days ago. 2 days ago? The day of our case. That's right. The evidence transfers. Edgeworth was talking about the transferals too. I know what maybe 2 of the machines in here do.
Only 2 of them? There must be dozens.
Like I said, Bambina, me and machines, well, I like them about as much as I like stewed cauliflower steaks. The easiest ones to understand are these here security cameras. Those are the ones that Officer Meekins mentioned. Nothing happens, the tapes are automatically erased every few hours.
And Officer
And-
Meekins and Detective Goodman, are they on one of those tapes?
I reckon there might be. You're the security guard and you reckon? One more thing. When you go into the evidence room, you need an ID card. It's the card reader on the door. Card reader leaves a record of every ID card that passes through. Bunch of 7s, and then other numbers, and it looks like that 4-1 is on there twice. 24 minutes apart. So this is the ID card record.
Hey, I've seen that somewhere before.
Is the 4 one is Goodman, I think.
No, 5842189 is Goodman.
Huh. So the 4 one was in there twice in 24 minutes. Interesting. Sorry, Bambina, I can't show you more than that.
Huh?
Haven't heard whether this is related to the case yet.
Mr. Wright, I saw a number on that record just now. I've seen that number before.
Maybe there's some way I can prove that record is tied to the stabbing. Present the ID, I guess. But first, transferal. Sorry, but can you explain this whole transferal, what this whole transferal thing is about? We keep only evidence from solved cases in this room. They are kept here under the presiding detective's supervision for 2 years. So we can reinvestigate them if it turns out there was a mistake, see? So what happens to the evidence after 2 years? Goes to sleep forever in the underground vault at the county sheriff's department. That's what we call transferal. We do it every February.
I see now.
Transferal is like a funeral for old cases. 2 years after a case is solved, it's closed. Forever. Dead. Never to be reopened again, never to be reinvestigated. And that happened at SL9 2 days ago. Present.
See this? This is the victim's card.
Ah, the one that was on the ground in the parking lot. Number on this is... Oh.
Officer Marshall, show us that ID card record again. Look at the fourth number. It's a perfect match.
It was used at 4:15. 5:14. An hour before the stab. No, 1 minute before the stabbing. What's more, there's only one of them cards in the world.
So when the incident occurred, Detective Goodman was in the evidence room.
Why was the "there's only one of them cards in this world" necessary? But wait, did Officer Meekins say? Sir, I entered the evidence room, asked him. So you asked Detective Goodman to show you his ID card? What did he do? That's the thing, suddenly he pointed a knife at me! He had his ID card then. Why would he have pointed a knife at Officer Meekins? Alright, compadre, you win. Guess I can give you this ID card record. I've got an idea. Maybe I should show this list of other people with IDs here. Okay. Do I show him? Can I see his ID
he would have an
number?
ID card.
Sheriff's back in the Wild West didn't place much faith in evidence. About the only thing they trusted was their shooting hand.
This is neither wild nor west here. You're in California.
Aha! But that and this are two different things entirely.
Pretty sure they're in California, aren't they?
That's where they're supposed to be, yeah.
I guess
Dang.
so, huh? I'm lost.
Looks like we need some evidence to get anywhere with this guy.
Yeah, okay. I think you just go into the evidence room now. You can probably talk to other people at some point. Alright.
It's quite It's quiet. The investigation must be over here.
So this is the evidence room? It really is kind of like a graveyard.
Graveyards are supposed to have grass and trees. This feels more like a morgue.
Nice try, Mr. Wright. You can't scare me.
What? Oh, hi, Gumshoe. Whoa. Did she just slap Gumshoe?
Sorry, I thought you were a ghost.
I wouldn't recommend going around. I wouldn't recommend going around smacking ghosts on the head, pal. So it's true, what I heard.
Righto, please. Do I look like a selfish man? Yeah, if anyone asks me, sir, can I borrow $50? I give them $50, no problem. And Gumshoe's like, did he give you $50?
Knock
Do you think
yourself
he'd give
out.
me $50?
I just want a steak. Yeah, it's true. So, Chief of Police Gant. Owe me $150 would be. Gumshoe, I love you so much.
I was joking.
Gumshoe is the best.
He has his priorities straight. Oh, so that's what you were talking about. Anyway, that's what he was talking about.
Actually, I was put in charge of the investigation. That's the wrong voice entirely. Actually, I was put in charge of the investigation for today. Just for today?
Boss for a day?
But guess what? You got permission from the chief, so now you're boss for a day. Gee, thanks. First of all, you want to have this. Scene of stabbing.
Appreciate it, Gumshoe.
Can I... Is it not an actual picture? Oh, it's just the floor layout.
Yeah. Yeah, but can we get his ID number?
Alright. Hey, Gumshoe. What's your ID?
Hey, Gumshoe.
Is yours the 7s? Could you take a look at this? This is an ID record. People who came in on the day of the stabbing. Ah, I heard the rumors. So it was Goodman who came in here time of the murder. Whoa.
Well, what is it?
That second number. It's not your ID number, is it, Detective Gumshoe? Mr. Edgeworth.
What?
The second number on this list belongs to Mr. Edgeworth.
What?
What? How would Edgeworth have come to the evidence room? That's the second number? That one.
Still early enough and somebody else came after him.
Yeah.
Boss for a day. So, Detective Gumshoe, you're boss for the day?
That's right, it's an honor. After all, the murder took place right here in the police department. Such an honor.
But if you're boss, why are you all alone? Where are all your underlings? Your minions? Your subordinates?
They're using yesterday's finding to prepare for your tomorrow's trial. In other words, you got kicked out of the investigation again. I'm adamant, though. I increase my attack while lowering my special attack. I'm going to take control and put this case to rest. In my own evidence locker. You have a locker in here too, Detective Gumshoe? Ah, of course. I'm a detective after all. They gave me a locker that only I can open, pal.
Only you can open?
I'll always believe in Mr. Edgeworth no matter what happens.
So, Mr. Edgeworth is with the inquiry committee now, right?
They're trying to figure out who's responsible for the mess up in court today. I see. I guess this is what you call fate. Mr. Edgeworth just can't get away from that case. That case? Yeah, that case. The SL9 incident, of course. That was the beginning of the end for Mr. Edgeworth. Maybe we can get him to tell us more about the case. This place is more high-tech than you might think. Every locker is fixed so that only one detective can open it. Using their ID card? Well, that's the thing, pal. ID cards can be lost. I know I've lost a dozen. I'm on my third. Of course I exaggerated it a little bit, since entering the force already.
That sounds like a lot.
Yeah, but even I can't lose my own right hand.
Right hand. Oh, you mean your fingerprint?
Exactly, pal. The lock for each locker is coated with a fingerprint. So the only locker we can open is our own.
Funny, they look like normal lockers.
Not really, they look more like safes. It's the latest model. There's a trick to the handles, you see.
The handles?
On the other side of the handle is a sensor, and if the wrong person touches it,
Zap! You get a shock.
if that's what happened, my hand would be black and smoking every day. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people on the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks. Only assigned detective. Indicator lamp lights up when it's open. Okay.
What?
What's this? Blood?
It's a little worn, but that's definitely a handprint.
It's like someone tried to wipe it off.
Mr. Wright! What if there are other bloodstains left in this room?
Probably a few. You should use her testing fluid to check it out. How?
Can you court record? Maybe? Can you get to the fluid and see if you can use it? Spray. There you go. You press E to spray. So leave.
Sky.
She wrote her name on it. That's cute.
She did spend her allowance on it.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Okay.
That's a lot of blood. But what about here? Here. Here. Okay.
Okay.
Must have been one massive pool of blood. Never seen anything like it. Not a professional. What's your opinion, detective? Hmm? Pale blue blood? Maybe Detective Goodman was actually an alien.
This proves that something really happened in front of this locker.
I'll make note of it on the floor plans. Hey, if you didn't want my opinion, you shouldn't have asked.
I knew it! This is someone's handprint! Right handprint.
What? What's the matter, Detective? This locker. It's mine.
It's yours?
Please. You have to help me. When they come to take me away, promise you'll testify that I wouldn't harm a fly. You do that for me, wouldn't you, pals? This is an important clue. Just jot it down on the floor plans. I'm counting on you guys. Believe me, you can't trust the police.
Detective Gumshoe says, "A cab."
Gumshoe's my favorite.
Detective Gumshoe is like, "Listen, I am on the inside. I know how bad it is here." What? But you're a detective. Yeah, exactly.
You understand my point, then? Is there any more blood? On the floor. I can't even spray some things.
I think that is it.
No, there's still some left in this luminol can. I gotta spray it all. That's almost definitely all. Less. It's right here.
Yeah, hold on. Can you scoot over? Slide?
That would be a good idea. Is it this thing?
Spray that locker with the thing hanging out of it.
But I did, though. What did you...
This is why I have a walkthrough, because sometimes it doesn't work. Why am I getting a reaction here?
It's not my handprint. There's no reason for a murderer to touch this spot as he fled out the door.
This
just might be something significant. Hey, that's some pretty amazing stuff you got there, pal.
What, this? It's called luminol testing fluid.
Why did you get your hands on that?
Huh?
I'd like to get some too. Can I borrow I'll just borrow $50 from the chief.
Where do you get?
Where do you get this, Emma?
I always buy it by mail order.
Oh, I'd better jot this down on the floor plans.
Okay,
Any
that's
other
all the
bloods?
spraying. That's all the spraying, but you have more investigating to do. You got to do some
examines?
examining.
Like this thing? Something's sticking out of here.
It looks like a shirt. I guess it must be evidence for some case.
Wonder if Detective Gumshoe put this here. That's not his locker. There you go, pal. Making me out to be some kind of slob. I'm not responsible for the evidence here. That said, that evidence locker was opened recently.
How do you know?
If you leave things hanging out like that, the evidence gets dirty or ripped. Guard checks on that kind of stuff and notifies the detective responsible. How many times have I had him breathing down my neck about some silly evidence?
Sounds like Detective Gumshoe leaves evidence hanging out a lot too.
But he doesn't tuck in his shirt under that trench coat either. If you're gonna talk behind someone's back, don't do it right in front of him now. Be nice to him.
Yeah.
Some sort of bulky equipment is gathering dust here.
What a sorry-looking fishing pole this is.
Ah, that's my personal pole. Never did get around to using it. Wait, I've seen that somewhere before. Right, pal, that's that metal detector. The one that led to solving the case out on Gourd Lake, remember? Alright. Oh, that feels like it was ages ago. I don't think I've seen this one before. Well, that's a bug sweeper. I'm sure it'll come in handy in solving some case sooner or later. A cheap-looking box? Can't judge a person or a machine by their cover. You gotta look at their hearts, really get into their guts, feel their kidneys.
Wow, look at this big pile of junk in the corner.
That looks like a car door.
There's a pair of handcuffs attached to the frame.
Manhand hook car door? Maybe the guy they caught was some sort of escape artist and got away.
Hey, that's one of those human profiles for range testing.
It's been shot square in the forehead.
Better him than us.
What? There's...
This place is stuffed with evidence, stuffed with dreams.
I'm not sure about the dreams.
It won't open.
Do you really think it would? Hey, pal, security is high-tech around here.
Look, this one's open, and the red indicator light above the door is lit.
That locker is coded Detective Goodman's fingerprint. Detective Goodman's locker.
Are you sure it's okay to leave it open like that?
Hell, it'd be hard to get it open again if we closed it. It's empty. We must have taken the contents elsewhere. Gloves.
Someone left a glove here, but only one.
SL9. SL9. Detective Gumshoe, maybe? Here you go, pal. Make me out to be some kind of absent-minded detective. It's evidence from the case, you know. I mean, SL9 does have a tag on it. Paint.
What is a saw and paint doing here?
Since the dawn of time, true art has always been a war against oppression.
True art? I noticed that there's blue and yellow paint here. Perhaps...
Perhaps we're witnessing the birthplace of the Blue Badger. Well, you might say this is my studio. Here? In the evidence room? Well, yeah, where else do you think I live? Do you know how many times Edgeworth has cut my salary? I can't afford an apartment.
Wow, someone must have broken something big to make all those pieces.
Detective Gumshoe, perhaps? There you go, making me some kind of hooligan. I'm from the case.
The case?
Yes, a 9 incident, pal. See the sticker on one of the pieces. Take a closer look. I wonder what shape these pieces were before whatever it was broke.
Oh, and you want to try put them back together?
Ah, good luck, pal. That's no job for amateurs. Why, I spent a good 3 hours on that before I had to give up.
That's why I always carry around a tub of glue.
Well, this piece looks like the bottom. Let's try rest.
Have fun!
Okay. It's not turning in the way that I expected it to, if I'm being honest.
Hmm.
Can I... How do I...
E is combine.
There we go. That looks like a handle. Is that just... I think that's just right. That doesn't help me.
Huh? Well, I think we did it, but some of the pieces are missing.
Yeah, I got that for 2 in 2 minutes myself. The problem is finishing.
Were some pieces stolen?
I bet they were missing to begin with. Still, doesn't look like the most stable kind of jar.
I kind of understand how it got broken.
Jar piece... Huh. Is there really anything else to...
I think that's everything.
Alright. I'll double check with Gumshoe.
Wait, no, don't leave yet. Present Gumshoe the note. Because he keeps talking about SL9.
Detective Goodman's note, and that switchblade knife. I bet Edgeworth was the most surprised of anyone. Because of the SL9 connection? It was Mr. Edgeworth's first big case, you know, 2 years ago. It was the first time the world knew Edgeworth was a man to be feared. Why would evidence from that case turn up now? Guess it's not over, pal. Maybe there's some loose ends left on that case.
Now you talk to him.
Now that was a bloody, violent case. Violent. So it was a murder? A serial killing. Serial killing. Maybe I don't want to get involved with this after Hilla made a mistake. Mr. Edgeworth built his case around that to nab him.
And this was 2 years ago?
I put Mr. Edgeworth right in the spotlight and started the rumor mill. Rumors. Forged evidence? It was supposed to be all cleaned up with the transferal the other day. It was the last job he ever did. Detective Goodman it is.
Huh? What do you mean?
Detective Goodman was the detective in charge of the SL9 incident, see?
So, that switchblade knife.
The victim took the knife out of the evidence locker himself. Hey pal, look at the time. Is there something you needed to be going to? It's just that Miss Edgeworth's inquiry committee should be letting out soon. I'm going to give him my report for the day. What is that? That is a restaurant ad.
Yep.
It might help, you know.
Report? You mean the note written on the back of that flyer?
One that says nothing but no problems. Hey, it's Mr. Edgeworth we're talking about. I'm sure he can use a report like this. I believe in him. Who needs enemies when you've got friends like Detective Gumshoe? I'm off, pal. Later. I should probably see what Edgeworth has to say.
Alright.
I assume
Time to
I'm
go
going
to the
to
prosecution.
prosecutor.
Yeah. No, underground parking lot, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
And then
hi,
can-
you're still here.
Where else would she go?
I don't know.
She's still got 7 more boyfriends to visit today. You! Why are you here? Why are you here? All
think you were-
guests. My apologies. Oh, it's you. Have we met somewhere? Huh? Mr. Edgeworth, I beg your leave. So long. Is Edgeworth here?
There, standing by the window, a teacup in his hand. Oh, he's having unnecessary feelings again. Right.
He has the hotel bring him tea service?
Mr. Edgeworth, you're back from the district prosecutor office inquiry? I am. By the way,
By the way, Detective Gumshoe was looking for you.
yes. He brought me the latest information, it seems. Really? Was it helpful? Apparently a new French restaurant is opening near here. I think he was trying to console me somehow.
The real Edgeworth is on the other side.
Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I think this whole thing is really taking a toll on him.
You don't say. Present the Blue Badger. So, how did the inquiry committee go?
Actually, they decided to treat this not as a case of concealing evidence, but as a communications error during the investigation. Concealing evidence? Yes, apparently there are some who believed that I concealed evidence. They gave me a warning. You were lucky this time. Again.
Yeah.
I've heard them say that so many times. Ever since that case 2 years ago.
Okay for the trial tomorrow?
Well, I'm still the presiding prosecuting attorney, however.
Yawn. Something happened?
They gave control of the investigation over to the police department. The police department? Yes. Any further investigation for this case will be directed by Chief of Police Gant. I can do nothing but wait for his results.
Let's see.
Why? I ask you why. All along, I've done only what I believe is right. I have nothing to be ashamed of. But still,
Never seen him this out of sorts.
anyway, present ID card record to Edgeworth.
Hey, Edgeworth? I didn't present it, I looked at it. Edgeworth? Oh, right, I'd better check this now.
As I was saying, What's this? A record of ID card usages?
Edgeworth, you went into the evidence room that day, didn't you? Just before the incident occurred, no less?
Yes, that's true. I mean, it's like 20-some minutes. Why, Mr. Edgeworth? Please don't look at me like that.
It's literally evidence transferal day.
Yeah, he was literally doing evidence transferal, and it also was like 20 minutes before Goodman even showed up. I was asked to go by Chief Gant, no less. Look at his little shit-eating grin. He's so happy. Holding all those tater tots in his mouth. The chief of police?
No, a different one.
He wanted evidence for a case that wrapped up half a year ago. He told me he wanted me to keep it here in the prosecutor's office.
It was solved, right? It had to be if the evidence was already filed.
The chief is never one to explain himself. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here. Can I ask what kind of case it was? I can't say. It really has nothing to do with the current case.
Definitely not. Definitely not. This was brought up entirely for nothing. It definitely wasn't a ploy to frame Edgeworth. Anyway, now I'm curious about this other case. Better make a note.
Stubborn as always, I told you that this has nothing to do with the current case.
Uh-huh.
And now, to bring up something that does have to do with the current case. The note.
Oh.
Why would he know anything about the jar?
Because he was on the case. Unless if that's just a piece of evidence that was in Goodman's locker. No, it has a sticker. It's literally from the incident.
Okay. Well, I know you. You've probably got a hold of some information already, right?
It all has to do with that case you were on, the SL9 incident. And some dark suspicion you were wrapped up in?
You are the man who revived the worst memory of my life. I figure I'd be telling you about this sooner or later.
Must be talking about his father's murder in that elevator.
So I don't think that was Phoenix's fault.
Okay, Edgeworth, why don't you tell me about it? Tell me the truth.
The SL9 incident was a heinous serial killing case. The head of the investigation was the department chief of police at the time. Deputy, sorry. Damon Gant.
The old coot was involved in the case 2 years ago too, then.
He was a top officer, and it was my first time working with him. I was nervous. Wow, you get nervous too, Mr. Edgeworth?
What I want to know is why the deputy chief of police. Why was the deputy chief of police on an investigation?
In truth, I use slightly more extreme methods than normal.
Punch a
We're
guy?
dealing with a vicious murderer. If I let him go, the blood would be on my hands.
You punch the guy?
We won our guilty verdict, and the killer was executed.
Wait, you didn't.
Of course not. I didn't touch the evidence. Yes, I will do anything in my power to win the trial. However, I do have a code, and I follow it faithfully. By the way, Emma, the chief prosecutor wanted to know something. My sister? What? If you were still studying forensic science. Huh? Yes, of course. Why, just today, Mr. Wright and I were using this. Luminal testing fluid, Well then, you might have use for this. Oh!
Fingerprinting!
Yeah! Aluminum powder for taking fingerprints? It's been chemically treated for better adhesion. For me? Are you sure? We are the enemy, you know? I've no say in today's investigation. Do as you will.
I'm really.
No need to thank me. Here, take your powder and these fingerprint files for everyone involved.
Thanks! I'm giving these to Detective Gumshoe as well.
Well, let's get going. One last investigation.
Right. I remember seeing this. You seem to remember? My dude! Why does everyone in this game have the memory of a hamster?
The memory of a goldfish?
Blue Badger?
The badger. We love the badger.
Also, he's gone again.
Yeah.
Investigation turned... handprint.
Here, in this blood on the detective's evidence locker.
Well, let's just use the secret weapon we just borrowed.
Right, let's get started. First, choose a finger.
A finger?
Each finger leaves behind a slightly different finger imprint. So let's choose the finger that will have left behind the clearest print.
I really can't tell the difference at a glance.
Quit procrastinating and choose a finger.
I mean, it's gonna be either the index or the thumb, but the thumb's at kind of an angle, so it's gonna be the index. Right?
Yeah. Okay, now it's time to check for prints. Let me show you how it's done.
It's starting to get that sparkle in her eyes.
First, we sprinkle the aluminum powder around.
Huh? How do you do that?
With enter, see?
Oh. It, looks like that did the trick.
The aluminum powder adheres completely to the print. Once the powder is well spread, just blow it away.
Huh? How do I do that?
With E! Exciting, I know. When this was on the DS, you could blow into the microphone.
Yeah.
Imagine you're blowing out candles on a birthday cake.
Wow. That looks fun. It might take some getting used to though.
It's fine. It won't go up your nose or anything. You just pour the powder on thick and blow away the extra. Those are the basics of fingerprinting, Mr. Wright.
I guess I'd better give it a try.
It's funny that they give us all of these, like, things that you can do. And I'm very certain that you don't use them for any other investigation. Just this one. I think that's enough.
Is it?
You're just
Because
doing one
I've
finger.
I've been trying to get it to do anything. There we go.
Oh, okay. I
It
guess
needs to be big.
Yeah, no, I guess you're right. Sorry. You did it! You found one! Okay, now you need to blow.
But it looks nothing like a fingerprint.
Now that you mention it, I guess it doesn't.
What does it mean?
I think it means we're out of luck.
Out of luck?
The person who left this handprint must have worn gloves.
Don't tell me we've been wasting our time here.
Hey, calm down. That's just the way it goes sometimes with scientific investigations. But it does seem a shame. While we're at it, why don't we look for other prints?
Other prints?
Looking at the locker door again closely. It seems there are fingerprints outside the bloody handprint as well. Let's see if we can find a clear print.
Fingerprints outside the blood. So this one? This one right here?
Uh-huh. Powder it all.
Get powdered. You jerk. Hey look, a fingerprint.
Yay!
Do I need to do more? Hello?
Yay! A print so
Okay.
clear, it's dazzling!
Dazzling?
Anyway, this print took a lot of effort to find. Let's match it up right away.
So we're not done yet? This is quite a process.
Well, there's no point in finding a fingerprint and not knowing who the owner is, right?
Guess she's right.
Look at the fingerprint data we got from Mr. Edgeworth. And point to the person you think left these prints.
Huh? How am I supposed to know who it was?
I can make a pretty good guess. The bloody handprint and the fingerprints are in different places, right? That means the prints probably don't have anything to do with our case. So whose fingerprint would most likely find on the evidence locker?
Detective Gumshoe. Detective Gumshoe. Harry. I got a 16.
You did it!
Did I pass the test?
Aha! So these prints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Can you say Detective Gumshoe? That's what this section feels like. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You gave me this so what look.
Guess that's probably because I'm thinking so what.
Okay, so we came up with nothing this time, but there's always next time. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. You gotta roll with the punches, Mr. Wright.
Thanks for the sympathy. Wait, if I remember correctly, there was another handprint. Can I please go to it? Wait, no, wait.
Corn record.
Oh my god, there's so many things.
Yay! Well, because it's a gift.
You're right. No,
And also,
no.
it feels, yeah. I think you are supposed to like examine. Yeah.
Luminal fluid reacted. Yeah.
Right. There's a handprint.
Okay.
Okay, let's use it. Check for prints.
We're on like the last minute of stream. I'm
Yeah.
doing this because they're just going to keep.
Yeah. Well, luckily this is the last thing
No
to do
prints.
before the next trial.
Don't ask me.
Try to find the prints that weren't wiped away. Let's go. Does that all count? Hold on.
Guess not. Oh,
Examine
that
the
weren't
follow-
wiped away because those are the ones that were wiped away by the luminol.
Where the fourth finger should be. Yeah.
Yes, I am going to overdo it completely. Because that seems to be what the game wants. I did it. Is that can't?
Not quite.
It's definitely not Meekins.
Hmm.
Oh. Hi, Jake. Hey, those fingerprints,
Whose are they? Whose? Is it someone I know?
it's Officer Marshall.
Huh? Officer Jake Marshall?
Yeah, Officer Jacob Marshall.
Alright. That's gotta be a coincidence. He's not involved in the crime.
Emma. This is definitely different from Detective Gumshoe's prints. Luminol reaction, the blood and the fingerprints are in the same place.
Oh. Oh!
So we have Jake Marshall's fingerprints and a wiped blood stain.
But why would Officer Marshall?
Looks like our investigation is finally turning up some results. I guess this is what you'd call decisive evidence.
I don't believe it. Girl,
To
you don't
be
believe anything.
continued.
Scientifically speaking. Well, we'll be back next Tuesday to deal with that cliffhanger.
The trial former, day 3.
Trial former! Let's go!
Yeah!
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Good night.